Good morning, guys. Good to see you. We are back for some art. We're going to be talking a little bit about fall things today. We're going to be talking about leaves. Now, if you've already done something like this in your class, I apologize. I'm not quite sure what you guys are doing. But in my room, we have been doing some leaf studies. We've been looking at leaves and touching the leaves and feeling the texture, because we've been talking about texture in your classes too with your clay projects. So what I want you to do for this activity today is I'm going to send your teachers a book on my VR spot to watch really quickly about leaves. It's got a lot of really good information. And then I want you guys to go outside and gather some leaves. And the kind of leaves I want you to get are the ones that aren't super crunchy and crumbly. They will have the different textures, like we said. Some of them will be soft and kind of bendy, and some of them will be very brittle and they will break whenever you hold them or fold them and things like that. So you want to get the ones that have just recently fallen off the trees. I do not want you to go up and grab the branches and pull the leaves off. I want you to try really hard to find some that have already fallen off the trees. And I want you to get a variety. Remember, variety means different kinds. You don't want all the same kind of leaf. Now your variety can be in the size or it can be in the shape and what the tree is. So you can see this one has rounded edges. And this one is pointy. And then we have this long leaf. So I have a bunch of different leaves. And I just gathered these from outside the cafeteria doors by Miss Mandy's kitchen. So there's lots of different places on the playground or out front that you guys can look for fallen leaves for this texture rubbing project. So after you watch this, we're going to need crayons, white paper, and then you guys are going to be using paints to go over your leaves. Okay, I can't wait. Let's get ready. Okay guys, we are back. We're at our table. We have all of our supplies. We have the leaves that we gathered, and then we have a black crayon. I do want you guys to all use a black crayon, so if you don't have enough, let me know. But we're using crayons a little bit differently this time. We're going to be using them without the paper on them. So you're taking the paper off. Now, Mrs. Marple, what I did to do this is I soaked them in water, and then the wrapper came off really easy. And this is the best way to create texture rubbings. So what we're going to do is we're going to be placing the leaves underneath our paper, and you can arrange them overlapping or you can space them out. You can do one at a time or you can put them all underneath at the same time. I'm laying mine out. I'm going to put my paper on top, just like this. Now the reason you don't want the ones that are too dry is because they would crush and crumble once you put your paper on top. After you're done, you're going to use your crayon on its side like it's taking a nap. You don't want to use the top or the bottom. You want to use the wide space. So you're going to have a horizontal crayon as you rub this across the surface of your paper, holding down with your non-dominant hand, the one that you do not color with. So now I'm going to use my hand and scrape my crayon across my leaves. And it's going to create a texture rubbing of the texture of my leaves. And you'll get to see all the really nice leaf veination. Oops, my crayon broke. That's okay. Don't worry about it if your crayons break. And you'll want those leaves to stay in one place if you're rubbing them all at the same time, like I am, which maybe wasn't the best idea. Oop. There's another leaf right there. And I want you guys to have at least 5 different leaves rubbed on your paper. So right now I have 4. Oh, I forgot that one down there. And there's Mr. 5 right down there. So you can see the leaf veins really pop when you use a dark color crayon. You could do this with any color of crayon you wanted, but it would just be a little bit harder to see. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move my paper around, not my leaves, just my paper. I'm going to lay it down again. I'm going to try to get some texture on these other areas of my paper. So I don't want any empty spaces. Move the leaves around a little bit so they fit into that negative space. The negative space is the area around your shape. So like I've got some negative space down here I can use. A little bit of leaf in there. Don't forget the stems. The stems have a cool texture too. Let me put this down here. And we're still just using the side of the crayon. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So I have my texture rubbing done. So this is day one. Day one is the video, the gathering of leaves, and the rubbing. Day two is going to be adding paint to your picture. I'll get back with you in just a second when I gather those materials, but this is your day one. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and get ready for paint on your next art day. Bye, guys. All right, guys, I am set up and I'm ready for the painting portion of this project. This is what we call a wax resist because the crayons that we use had wax in them. They will repel the water and we'll still be able to see all the leaf veins. Look at that. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can, like this one, paint in the shapes of the leaves. If your outlines of your leaves are dark enough for you to see where the whole leaf is, but if for some reason maybe we didn't press hard enough, or maybe the leaves didn't have enough veination on them for us to see all the details very well, you could easily just paint this however you want. I kind of want you to use a combination of colors, so I wouldn't just want to use one color and paint over this. You'll also want to make sure that your paint is really watery. So that sounds kind of weird, right? Your paint is super watery. So you're going to load up your brush. Oops, we need a placemat. Please, please, please use placemats. Put it on top. And like I said, this one is the one where they're painted in the leaves, and now I'm going to do something else. I am just going to experiment with different colors, and that is a lot of fun on its own. So instead of just painting in the leaves, I'm just going to paint anywhere I want with whatever colors I want. I'm going to use yellow, and maybe I want to put some orange on top of it. And if your paints are ever getting super dirty, you can just clean your brush and try to wipe them off. Oh, my paint's off camera. Here we go. Here's my paint. We're using tempera cake paint for this, just because it's easier. And you can kind of water it down to however much you want. I'm just going to go over some areas, overlap with colors, and you can see that my leaves are still visible. And that's why we did them in the black. Now you could also do this with any other color of crayon, like I said. But I really wanted to make sure that you could see those leaf veins well. So that's why we all decided to use black with the colors on top. So you can use as many different colors as you want over the top of your black. And you'll kind of notice, ooh, I like the way that's looking. I'm actually putting some of the green over the orange. And because those are both secondary colors, they'll make sort of a neutral brown color, which kind of reminds me of this color, of the leaves. So I really like that, actually. And those are the things that you kind of explore when you mix colors. You can see how it's kind of turning yellowish green and brown over there. So you can use your leaves for inspiration for color, or you can do them pink and purple. It's completely up to you how you want to finish this up. So I'm going to add some color to my painting, and I'll attach a picture of the finished product. I would love to see what yours look like. If you want to leave them out in the pod sometime, I'll come by and take a look. I'm sure they're going to be beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys for your next art day.